Twitch is Artec Gaming 777.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm hearing you on the delay on my right here.
And you don't say anything leftist. You won't be able to hear it.
Yeah, okay, so I see you're live.
Yes. All right. Hello and welcome. It is Sunday. And it is the Snowbirds meeting room. Gonna talk about the letter from the chairman this week on this episode. I'm here with Everett, Tone, and Artec. And I'm going to talk about the stability that we've been going through with the server maintenance, and the main topic today is the letter from the chairman. So, I'm going to kick it over, and here we go.
Hey, have you noticed when you call up a ship in the space stations, the ship just appears on the pad now?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
it's destroyed. Yeah.
Or the pad's half eaten it.
Yeah.
Have you also noticed that when you get in your ship, 9 out of 10 times your ship disappears out from underneath you?
Mm-hmm.
That hasn't happened yet, but the inside of the hangar has disappeared trying to dock.
Yep. I had a reclaimer disappear on me several times the other day, trying to get in it. Get all the way up to the bridge, cut it on, fire it up, beak, gone.
Mm-hmm. I've had that happen. I've been having it where it pops in. As soon as you call it, all of a sudden it's there. I'm thinking that the animation's going to run, and I look up and there's the ship.
I actually don't mind that, not having that animation freeze up storage in game.
I've gotten used to it, so I wait for it and then I look up. Oh, the ship is there. So, remember they used to pop up like that a long time ago.
Yep.
So, yeah. All right. Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, getting close to the new year. And today, I'm going to go over the letter from the chairman, some encounters that we've had in the game during the week, and a little speculation on next year. So, we'll start off with the letter from the chairman. Big topic. As you know, it's that time of year, and Chris Roberts puts out a letter from the chairman. Last year's was about playability, and when they dropped the 4.0 preview channel, and then what was it? When they came back, 324 went away because we had two separate things. We had the preview channel and we had the live PU. And then when 324 disappeared, we went to 4.01, which was better, and it still had its issues. We had an event, and then it continued on from there. So we all know what the year was like. It could have been, hey, B5 guy. There were some issues that we encountered throughout the year. not gonna lie. The resource drive was the roughest because of the freight elevator issue. But all in all, a lot of the other things that they had put out worked pretty well. What do you guys think?
I could see that.
I mean, they weren't perfect. They weren't perfect. And we got a free fly. We were going to get a free fly at the first part of the year. Hey, Billy's Brew. And they canceled it, which was a really good thing because the servers were not in the state for a free fly. And then a couple weeks later, I'd say about less than a month, 3 weeks later, we had a free fly. And it went very well, to be fair. We've seen some server shutdowns this year, and I think those were beneficial to what was going on. I noticed that there were server shutdowns before free flies were hitting, and server shutdowns when things were really in a degraded state. So I commend CIG on that because we need more of the server maintenance windows to be more frequent than sparse. Just my thought. And to me, the things run better when we have a complete shutdown for 4 hours. And then it comes back up and it's cleaner. The past couple days, we've had a few things happen with the degraded state, and they were working on the structure because of what's going on. And they've been coming up pretty quick, about a 2-hour window, and then it comes back up and things were somewhat better. I can only state that much. So, to get into the letter of the chairman, they're saying Squadron 42 toward beta and release in 2026. Okay. I don't think we'll get a public beta. It's going to be an internal beta. And that's what I read in a Reddit post, I think, that it's going to be an internal beta and not an external beta test. Everything is feature complete. It's ready to go. Personally, I would like to get a download of it and run a beta test before it goes live. The game is still not in the store. It was pulled 2 years ago, and it has not returned since. So it is not for sale in the Pledge Store as of yet. And they're stating that they're going to hold off. They're not going to do a major marketing campaign. Space Guy Ty and I were talking about this, and it's going to be short, and then it's going to go out. So we will see. Do you guys think it's going to be local files coming down to the system? Or do you think we're going to get the database, the pack 4 like we always do, and we have to connect to the server?
Well, my opinion on that is giving us the files for the game itself as a download would be too much like getting a real game on a CD. I don't see them giving up ownership of their code like that.
Okay, so you think it's going to be like Star Citizen?
Yep.
Yep, I do
I
too.
concur.
I do too. A lot of companies have been doing like that, doing that. I'm going to say this. Do you all remember Ghost Recon Breakpoint? It 2018, 2019, I think. And Ubisoft sent the game out. And launch day, it crashed. It crashed. It would not work. People could not connect. So the next day, it was able to run. And to this day, even though they canceled all of the support for it, you can still connect to their servers and play that game. Great game. It was rough when they first started it, and they got better as they went along. So it turned out to be really good after that. Love the game. I still have it and play it once in a while. I enjoyed it, so I really think that they're going to do the same exact thing, and we'll go from there and see how it runs.
Please, I hope not. It crashed on the first day.
Well, I hope it doesn't do that, Everett, but we'll see what they're going to do. Go for it, Tony.
You got to manage expectations. If you give out a perfectly operational game that works flawlessly on the first day, then it has to stay that way. But if you start out at the bottom, you can then work your way up and pretend you're improving it while actually just fixing it.
Mm-mm. I know this lady, she says there's a basement to being at the bottom level.
Well, seriously though, what I just described is actually a functional principle in many scholastic classrooms.
Cool.
We shall see. So, let us get on the Star Citizen side of the letter from the chairman. They surprised us this year. Okay, we got Pyro, and near close to the end of the year, we got Nyx, which was we were totally in the dark about that. No, nothing was said, nothing, and then all of a sudden, here we go into SitCon. Chris Roberts gave his intro, and we had Nyx. What? Right after CitizenCon, it was like a week or two later.
Yep.
And we got a ton of ships this year. A ton of ships. How many? 24? 25?
That's a pretty good amount. Kind of sad that a lot of them were starter ships, but beyond that, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think we should have got a mid-tier salvage ship. Not gonna lie. I would like to see a medium salvage ship in between that and a medium miner. Hey, Super. I mean, what do you guys think? A medium miner would have been super cool.
Oh, technically, they released the Salvation. That's a salvage ship, a tiny one, which makes the Vulture the medium, and then you have the Reclaimer.
The Vulture is the medium?
Well, no, I'm just putting it as second place.
Okay, okay. Well, it depends on what is being held on the ship. You know, how much cargo it can hold. If I'm correct. So,
You're correct. It's just like I like my vulture to be in a medium spot for the time being before the medium ship comes out.
Okay. Um, the Arastra is going to be a large ship, a large salvage ship with the refinery and everything like that. So, a medium tier, a medium minor between. Well, is the Vulture considered? Not the Vulture. The Mole considered a medium ship.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes, it's a medium minor.
Okay.
But being realistic, we don't need another medium minor to compete with it. We need a capital minor that has refinability built in so that we can knock out a few of these interim steps that CIG has added to slow down the finances.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
Morning, Chicky.
¿Qué pasó?
Hey, Chiggy, how's it going?
What's up?
Welcome to the Snowbirds room.
Welcome to the meeting room. So,
Right.
Yep.
We've had a lot of. There was a lot of network backend engine and gameplay done this year, and also our server capacity went up to 700.
Woohoo!
We came close to a 700. We had a 700 server.
Yeah, we're around the 700.
Mm-hmm. And there has been speculation, I don't know if this is true, that they went up to a 1,000 player server. Now, I don't know if this is true. This I have to research. I'm going by what I have heard, and I don't like putting information out there until I kind of confirm it, but it has been said. So,
I have a question.
shoot,
Mhm.
go ahead.
All right.
I was gathering my thought, but go ahead.
Right. At 500 people,
Mm-hmm.
how hard would it be to add a despawn timer to every shard just to despawn the trash that accumulates from spent spent med sticks to drinks,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that? That would clear up a lot of the server traffic and spawning in unnecessary graphical displays.
Well, that and junk ships laying around.
Yes,
Yeah.
or give us a mission to use the SRV so we can go get them and claim them and make some money through salvage that way.
Yeah.
That I don't know. I mean, we've been talking about that ever since the SRV came into play.
Oh, I know. I'm just putting it out there for the potential people that are listening that might can do something about it.
It would be super beneficial for that to happen. I've always thought that the SRV could be utilized in that way to go down to a bunker or near a bunker, right? And claim the junk ships that are down there. Pull them out, give it an actual mission, permission to be there.
Yep.
Get it out, move it to another spot, out of the way where salvage ships can come down and clean it up.
Take them to it. Yeah. Or just to drop them off at a Lagrange point in orbit where you have waiting salvagers.
Mm-hmm. And that's another one. Where you're in the armistice zone, you would get a crime stat, right?
Yep.
Give it a legitimate mission to clean up the area and move them out so the salvagers can take, claim the ship and salvage. That ship would be super beneficial. Hello, Beth.
Morning, Beth.
Well,
Howdy.
Welcome
Or
to
possibly. Oh, good.
welcome to the Snowbirds meeting room, Beth. And how are you?
yeah, good, thank you.
All right. So that is my thoughts on that. I mean, anybody else got anything about salvage where the SRB would be super beneficial, getting rid of junk ships, pulling them out so we can recover them, get the salvage off of them? It would be super awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and Beth, how was your Christmas?
Yeah, it was good, thank you. Nice and chilled. Dinner at family. Yeah. How about all of you?
Oh, doing well, doing well. Okay. Okay, so the gameplay issues for Star Citizen right now, we know that there are still issues and problems. The elevators were giving us a lot of issues, and the ATC was not working that well. When they went to server meshing, that was the those were the oldest systems, and they were working on it. So we'll see what happens. There's still some issues, but I have to say that the freight elevators have been working a whole lot better than they were during the resource drive, even though we do see the silent assassins trying to take us out if you're standing in front of an elevator. So uh any more thoughts? Chiggy, you were playing yesterday,
Mhm.
and I know that you had started out in the morning and said that it was kind of rough, but it has gotten better.
Actually, when I when I started, it was pretty decent. And then as the day, you know, progressed, right about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock my time, I noticed things were starting to go to
Mhm.
the curbside. And then when I came back in later in the afternoon, it smoothed out and it got a lot better. So
Mhm.
up until I got off yesterday, it was running pretty good. I was out by myself. I was in Nick's. There was a couple little small problems. Um, on Levski, it wasn't too bad, but um, yeah, I'm
Mhm.
I'm just getting ready to go back in and see what it looks like today.
Okay.
But I mean, I was out by myself mining in a mole, and I didn't have any problems.
Cool.
It's running pretty smooth, but yet, like I said, I was out by myself, out in the middle of nowhere. So
Well, what about you did some cargo runs, right?
did some cargo runs. Yeah, I was triple stacking runs back and forth to Levski, and didn't have any problems.
Cool. Cool.
So that was working all right. But the payouts are, you have to stack them to really make any money now with the whole C. So
Hmm.
Yeah, whole C is pretty much dead.
yeah.
Hey, KP. KP says game is playing good today, so he's
Oh, cool,
in. So,
cool.
all right. Um, whew. This letter from the chairman has got a lot of stuff in there. Uh, with the most other, uh, I mean, he was talking about uh, how everything is handled with tens of thousands of players playing in shard instances up to 700 players. And then he was talking about server meshing, the dynamic. And that is, now this is from the letter, we're saying that they're going to go into it in 26. So it's going to be a gradual thing. It's not going to be boom, there it is. It's going to take a little time to get there, but it looks like it's being worked on from what he's saying. Over the year, they put out a lot of content, more content than I've ever seen in my 4 years of playing. We had 11 patches this year. Not saying that they were all perfect, but they put it out there. And some of it was very engaging. I'm not gonna lie. The ASDs was super cool. I really enjoyed that. And Mr. Yamandi. And then I did go down in the PTU over to the Lazarus facility and met up with the Apex Valacar, which I did fight and I did kill. It took a minute, but it was fun to go up against it. And that was in Pyro, as you know, so there was a lot of, I'm going to say it, Everett's word, murder hobos that were hanging around just wiping people out, taking their stuff and all like that. And CIG put in some things to kind of alleviate it. Beth and I went over there one day. We were going to go and check it out. And we were mobbed by the NPCs. Didn't have a chance to get anywhere on there, but it was interesting. Still got to make a trip over there later to see what's going on. I thought it was good this year. A lot of things were happening. There weren't features, like new things, like features where you could where it actually changes gameplay or stuff like that. We didn't get any of that until the end of the year. And 26 is we're supposed to be getting some new things in Nyx. We're supposed to be getting crafting. We got a ship that is that has a dedicated station for crafting, and there's supposed to be another ship coming out in 26 that is the Gray Cat. I think it's a Gray Cat, the Forge. That is going to be something for a ship mainly for crafting, to maybe kick off base building. That's a speculation. So we'll see what they've got to say. Let's see what else. Our big gameplay change was engineering. How do you guys feel about it? I know that there was a lot of controversy about it. And what ship did we get, Baron? The Clipper. And the next one is going to be another ship that deals with crafting, which is going to be in 26. Supposedly the Forge. Now, with engineering, it depends on what you do. I've gone out and flown around and done some things and encountered some things where I had to actually do some repairs. Unless I hit a ship and it screwed up my engines and I had to do a repair, distribute some power, and I was able to get to a station and repair. And thank you, Tone, for uh, being on the backup in case I couldn't get where I
You're
needed to
welcome.
go because I was in trouble.
All
Um,
right.
but I was able to fix the ship through the diagnostics console, then reroute some power, and I was able to get to uh, Bikini Bottom. Well, Bikini Point. Um, I didn't have to use any of the fuses or do any repairs because they were totally destroyed. They were beyond repair, and get back and heal up, and everything was good. So, what in engineering encounters has anybody had besides me?
Actually, nothing for myself. But then again, I haven't been in a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't noticed anything really, other than the normal wear and tear on stuff. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
fire free so far.
Well, Beth and I were. I was in the Asgard, and I had a issue. Like I said, I bumped into a ship, but Beth went and did some stuff, and I remember her streaming what she was doing. And tell me about it, Beth. It was an adventure. I remember you saying that.
I don't remember that. What was that?
Last week sometime.
Oh, is that when I would put 6 miniguns on the Asgard and absolutely decimated everything?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, that thing clapped.
Yeah, but I was watching your stream and you were trying to fight the fire and everything with it. And did you end up dying or blowing up the ship or something
Um,
like that?
yeah, so I put a oh, what's it called? The little medical Pisces in the back of it. I was thinking, well, if it gets popped, I can jump in the Pisces and jump out and warp away. But by the time I'd ran to the Pisces, the whole ship blew up and I lost the Pisces as well. So
Ah,
that plan didn't work.
okay.
So
Uh, uh, Billy's Billy's Bruce has been getting an audio bug, then crashed, doing a lot of multi-crew stuff. The whole crew gets it, so not really system specific. I flew into Nix and my power plant was broken. Why, I don't know. Uh, yeah, that's not something that should happen. Maybe there were possible damage. It could have been Everett. So I don't know, Baron. I would have to. I haven't had a problem going through the wormhole. So
I did. I had some decent. I was hitting those walls and the pillars. I go, oh my gosh, I'm going to get through here.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, Tone, you have any issues? I know you haven't been in very much, but
No, I don't have a dog in it, Hunt.
okay. I mean, I've gone through the wormhole quite a few times since engineering, and I haven't had an issue. Uh, like I say, the only time that I had any major problem was if I went into a fight and had to fix something, which I ended up doing in the Paladin, and I was very damaged, but I was able to fix it, reroute the power, and get out. Uh, I haven't had any major things like fire or anything like that. So, but I was in battle, so it does make a difference. If you're not doing that, then, it just depends on what you do. So, there's one thing about engineering that is not in the game yet, and that is the wear and tear. The wear and tear, when it comes, that's when you're going to have to check the ship. Before you leave, check your components. It is not a long process. If you know where the components are, you can check them before you leave. And if you need to buy one, you can buy one and then put it in the VLM and change it out. I mean, that's all you can do. And then when you go out, if you get damaged or anything like that, if you make it back, then you can see how the wear and tear is on your components. One of the biggest things that they put into 4.5 was the VR. Nobody was expecting that. It was just there. And the first night that 4.5 dropped, Tone couldn't get in at all. He couldn't get in. I was able to get in and check some things out, but it degraded so quickly that it was like really rough.
Well, Shadow, you're bringing up a point without saying it.
Well,
The reason
go
why I
ahead.
couldn't get in is the reason why I could not get into the game was because of a particular setting that forced it into Vulkan. And
Well, I hadn't gotten there yet, but go ahead.
well, yeah, the mid-tier, low-tier cards are not really Vulkan compatible, and you have to set it in your local app data. And a friend of mine, or a friend of the group, found it. It wasn't me. And you have to change your graphics setting in local app data from 1 to 0.
And thank you,
And
Yinsen, for helping
yes,
Tone find that problem, because that was a big one. A lot of people were on Spectrum that night setting it on fire.
yep.
It was a big one.
And
Go ahead.
once I did that, I was fine.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's one thing that I noticed, that I would start up sometimes and I would get an I/O error. And that's input output from Star Citizen reading the card, and it would lock up. So what I ended up doing is I would clear the Star Citizen cache shaders, clear that out, and then clear the NVIDIA out. And then it would default to Vulkan. And I would have to clear that up, wait till the shaders load in, and then change it to DX11, restart, and then everything is fine. So clearing out the cache, especially on a lower end system, because I'm on the backup, I'm running the 3060, it's a big thing. So there is a tool that will clear out your Star Citizen folder if you want to delete it, and that tool also goes into your Star Citizen cache. It cleans that out, and if you want to clear out the NVIDIA or AMD shader cache, it does that as well. So if you guys want it, I can put it in there. I have to look for it where you can get it, and then that tool helps. It does, because one time I did it yesterday. It took 2 minutes to clear out the Star Citizen cache. That's how much was in there. So it was pretty heavy. Beth, you tried VR just for a hot minute.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It was all right. It's a bit blurry, and the destinations that you're going to walk to were right in front of your face, and I couldn't find the setting to set it further back. I have no doubt there was a setting in there, I just couldn't find it, and it took a bit of tweaking. It's got potential, but at the moment, not for me.
Mm-hmm. Radium isn't on right now. He's probably out with with family and stuff like that, and he got it to work. He said it was good for him. He was able to stream it to me to see what it looked like, and there's a setting that you can make it all one screen, because when you bring it up, what he sees is one eye and then the other, so 2 different screens. But he looked at that, and he was like, it's cool. He enjoyed it, and that's everything that I can say about that, because I don't have it, so I won't know until I actually get it myself. I think Gortok is picking up a VR set so he can check it out. Let's see, what else?
My son's about to get one, so I might end up going half.
Your son's about to get one?
Yeah, he's been saving up, so I may go half on it with him.
Mm.
Get the one that's like half a terabyte.
Mm-hmm. Half a terabyte.
I may end up getting it. Yeah, there's one that's like 256 gigs and one that's got 512 on it.
Mm-hmm.
Memory.
Mm-hmm.
I may go half with him, get the more expensive one.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. If it happens.
That way he's not using it, I'll use
it. Right. But remember, the VR is still in an experimental stage. And they put it in big, bold letters, experimental. There was also a Spectrum post about graphics settings. And that one was pretty in-depth. And it explained a lot. And what you could change to make things better and things of that nature, which was really good. I followed that for this system, and it's working well for me. Anybody else got anything on VR, Vulkan, lower end systems having issues and having to do workarounds to get them working? That was pretty
Not
big.
that you can just produce an answer for.
Right.
I have a question.
Shoot.
And this is for Beth. When you tried your VR, did it have inherent head tracking so you could look around the ship?
Yeah, because I've got sensors set up in the room I'm in.
Oh, and congrats on making number 5 on the moon taxes chart.
Oh, I didn't realise, but thanks.
Let's see, what else? There's been a lot of things about server maintenance issues this week and after server maintenance. And they've been doing in the background, they've been doing fixes and things like that to alleviate some of our Star Citizen woes. So,
whoa,
some things work, some things don't. We'll go along with that. um, there have been a lot of things of bug fixes and things like that. There have been numerous hot fixes, and sometimes they trickle down, and then sometimes they do a hotfix channel where you can get on it and run the hotfix, and then they change it where the hotfix is dropped out to live. I've been doing that. I haven't had any issues where I do a changeover and you see a little update if you've already applied the hotfix, but it's just going along to sync with the live servers. I tried Vulkan yesterday just to see what it was like. I let it run through and it was pretty smooth. So I may try Vulkan again on this card, but I'm going to have to change some more settings in it to make it a little bit smoother. And it could have been internet, it could have been where I was, which was Levski, which is very heavily intensive compared to New Babbage and anything in Stanton. Levski is pretty rough with a lot of shaders and textures and things like that, but still really, really, really cool. Anybody have a 30K this year?
Yes.
They're very rare, but
I did.
I encountered one. I've had more server errors than 30Ks. So it's that compared to years past has been good. 30Ks were running rampant for a while, and they're starting to slow down. Now, if you go inactive, of course you're going to get a 30K, but I haven't seen a whole lot of those. Go ahead, Chiggy. You got something.
No, I was just
Um,
in between a breath and a yawn. Sorry.
No worries. I
I
know.
was up early this morning.
Yeah, me too. Well, kind of late, but it is what it is. Beth, are you interested in Squadron 42 at all?
I'll see what it's like. But not really.
It is the single player part. And the cinematic of it was amazing. If you would ever get to see it, if you ever get a chance, you got to watch it. Henry Cavill does the intro, and then we go directly into some gameplay. And when they showed it off at CitizenCon, it did crash on them. And then they were able to bring it back up, and we went right back to where it dropped on them. Then they ran it internally later on the day, and Richard Tyre played it all the way through, and it did not crash on them. So we'll see how it comes out. They were talking about it going to beta, as I had stated earlier, but beta is going to be internal. I think personally that if they're going to run a beta, they need to run it for the backers and let us beta test along on a mass scale. I think that would really make a big difference and then release.
Well,
go ahead.
to further add to your comment, in times of old, the patch and or build worked great on a really small sample of people, but once they put it to live, the sheer numbers broke it.
Yeah.
And I think that because of that lineage and the fact that there is a difference between 10 or 20 or 100 versus 1,000 people or more, that's a good idea.
What?
To have it on an open server where everyone can test it. That way they can see if it's stable under the numbers.
They may do an open beta. They may.
But open beta is not necessarily for everybody because it's frustrating.
True, but...
And not optimized.
True.
Just saying.
Yeah, but still, I would rather have a all backers public test, you know, to get in there and try it. That's just me. Go ahead.
Oh, nothing. I'm just sitting here.
No, I mean, what do the rest of you guys think?
I think it would be a viable option simply because when they tested how many people can work on 1,000 server, and then it was 500, then it was 1,000, then it dropped it down to 800, 700. But that test alone is to see how well the server is holding up. So I can see them doing the same thing as a possible starter. So, I mean, just following their MO. So,
so that's something to consider. That's something to really consider. But we'll see if they do it. Dynamic server meshing. It's coming. We don't know when, but it's supposed to be a gradual type of core technology coming in. We won't know it until they actually announce it, maybe. I have no idea. But if they, like the speculation says, or the rumor that went out there, because I have no confirmation of it, that they went to a server that ran 1,000, they're working on it. And that could be some of the issues that we were encountering while they were doing this test. I have no idea. We'll see. Basically, that is the letter from the chairman.
Nice.
A lot of good things. We'll see. I don't have anything else on this particular subject. This was just to get it out there, talk about it, see what you think.
I do have one thing.
Go.
The expectation of how the game's been going has been dramatically improved graphically and functionality enough that I need a new freaking computer.
Okay.
And they changed the system requirements as well.
Yes. Base memory used to be 16. Now it's up to 32. And of course, an SSD is required, pretty much. You cannot run Star Citizen on a regular disk drive. Spin up. There's no way. I actually tried it. And
no mechanical drives.
It was stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. It was like watching a slideshow. And it was insane. I was like, no way. Couldn't do it. So blew it away, put it on the SSD, and was fine. But yeah, I did try it to see, and no, couldn't do it. That is all I got. Anybody else got anything about this year, the letter of the chairman, or any other thoughts, comments about what we've gotten this year? Anything from the letter of the chairman that is like kind of sticks out to you that you want to discuss? Anything like that? I mean, I'm all good at this point. Nothing? Nope.
Nope, I don't think so. For me, anyways. Except that Chris was excited.
Chris? Yeah, he was. He was very excited about putting it out there.
Well, I could be excited about a Happy Meal for that kind of money.
Oh my goodness, Tom.
Okay. Just saying.
Just saying. Okay.
Right now I want the Happy Meal.
He's not wrong.
Well, if you go to Burger King now, they got the SpongeBob Happy Meal, okay, and it's
Lord,
it's in a pineapple, okay.
Oh God, I'm just gonna stop. That's going places. No.
But that's all I've got on the Snowbirds meeting room for today. Anybody from the chat got in the YouTube chat got any questions, comments, or anything like that? I mean, it's open. I've got nothing else. I didn't notice the audio bug in Nix. Where you remember, Beth, we were flying the ship and going into a battle, and all of a sudden it would stutter, then crashes to desktop. I didn't encounter that. But Billy's Bruce said that he said he was getting the audio bug and crash a lot during multi-crew stuff. So I'm not sure. I'll have to try that. But other than that, that's all I got. So
Actually, I have one thing, and this refers to the reclaimer.
go.
All right. If I have a full load in the reclaimer and I have to dock it at a port, not a hangar, I can't unload excess boxes without storing it and then respawning it in a hangar. I would love to see these outside elevators for freight for small ships for the reclaimer to be set up for the back to open so you could just shoot them out to it.
Oh.
And that would rock. That would work. Because it looks like they were already looking at doing that. And it hasn't gotten there yet. That's just a speculation. Is that a direction they're going in, or are they planning on just calling it what it is? And
I don't know. Yeah.
Because right now it's a mostly functional floating warehouse where 2/3 of the flooring is not usable. It's a horrific waste of space in the inside of that thing because they either need to get rid of all of the interior box holding grid and just put in a salvage hold that is set up just to pull it in and not process it, to reprocess it, to post-process the after process. You just dock. It comes straight out of 1,000 SCU size internal hole. And it goes straight to the mining hold, which is how the miners are set up. They go into a bag. You don't have to pull it out of the bag to put it in a crate, to put it back in an elevator, to put it in a mining hold. You just dock and it goes straight to it. That would be an awesome rework.
That'd be cool.
Well,
Is
also, doesn't Chicky's been flying the whole sea? Okay, Chicky, were you going to the external freight elevator to pick up stuff?
Yeah. Mhm.
Is it working better? Is it working better?
Yeah, it works fine for me so far.
all right. Can you explain the process, please?
Just
You buy the
next-
freight. Do you send it to an external elevator, or do you send it to the Hull C, undock the Hull C, and then call for the external elevator, and then it gives you a square to put your ship in?
Yes.
Well, that really explained a lot.
Yeah, I go inside and then buy it in there and then yeah, do it that way. But most of the time I just I just took a job on the handheld gizmo.
So you've been
So-
doing it from the external elevator and transferring it over.
Yeah, a little bit of both actually.
So,
Okay.
do you use the tractor beams on the ship, or do you have to physically get out of the ship and hand move it?
I've had to get out of the ship and move it. I don't
Mm.
like using the tractor beam. For me, it moves around too quick.
Mm-hmm.
It's too floppy. So
Hello,
Well,
somebody
I've,
came
I've
in.
done that. I've done it a couple times like that.
I would love to see the on-ship tractor beam set up like the little walk-around freight mover.
Mhm.
You know, you pick up the freight and you see a square to put it on. You pick a square and it just sends it to it. That way it streamlines it a little bit better than you having to figure out how far away from whatever it is you are and then figure out where on there it's going to go.
Mhm. Yeah, it takes a little bit. It takes a little time to figure out what the distances are. But once you've done it a couple times, it's not too bad
Hmm.
as far as that goes.
Morning, Tex.
Good morning,
Hey, Tex.
everybody.
Hey, Jack. Howdy.
It takes.
Baron says in the chat that the Connie has a boost audio bug. Okay. I'm gonna interject real quick on one particular thing. For those that know about the VR was done by Sylvan, and Sylvan did it in his own time. He worked on that by in his off time to get VR into SC. And he's the one that was also doing the Vulcan and things like that. But the VR was a bonus. He did it on his own time. So kudos to the dude. You know, that
hats off.
that shows a lot of commitment and a lot of passion to get that in there. And he's been on Spectrum, posting about what type of things he encountered and what he's done to fix it and things like that. So that's a lot to take on, especially with a game so that is on this type of scale. So hats off to him.
Oh, yeah. Seriously.
I would love to enjoy it or check it out myself, but unable at this point. But
Same.
uh,
I wouldn't even know where to start to even look for a VR headset.
Steam,
Best Buy.
Best Buy.
Get one at Best Buy, Amazon.
So
Newegg.
the Best Buy, they run $75-$80 a piece, or are they worth looking into, or is there a specific one I would want?
The Quest is one of the better ones right now.
Okay.
But that's like either 250 or close to 500.
Oh, that's a negative. Okay.
And then the new Steam VR is coming out sometime in 26.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be something to look into.
So in other words, VR doesn't stand for virtual reality. It stands for very rich. Okay.
Have a look at the HTC Vive 10, the original one. It's
Uh-huh.
rapidly dropped in price. That's the one I use.
Which
Or
one
find
was
an
it,
old
Beth?
Oculus.
HTC Vive. I know when I paid it, it was about 500 quid, but that was about 6-7 years ago, and it's come down because obviously new technology and stuff's been released, but it's still pretty good. Still holds its own, and because there's been new ones and all sorts, it's dropped by a long way.
So I have a question. Does it give you the movie theater effect where you have this big black border around the picture that looks like it's 500 feet out?
No, you can put it into theater. They've done two different versions of VR in Star Citizen. You've got theater mode, which is exactly that. You sit there and it's like you're looking in a theater.
Negative.
And then they've also got you're fully surrounded in your cockpit, and you just change it with one button at a time.
Nice.
But yeah, both are in there.
All right. Now, how do you overcome needing to press keyboard buttons?
Muscle memory.
Okay.
Hmm.
Oh, that's yeah. It's neither here nor there for me at the moment. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I'm going to be looking, but I know I can't do anything about it at this point in time, but I am going to be looking at it. So,
Well, I got better places to put that kind of money.
well, I'm not touching it, Tone.
Bills, sir. They call
Well,
them bills.
You might be able to pick up an older Oculus, like, geez, just God, what's that app, Next Door or wherever for like about $100, maybe even less than that.
Oh, interesting.
I would think, yeah.
Mhm.
Or even a pawn shop. Pawn shop would probably have like tons of them.
Pawn shops around me don't specialize in that kind of stuff. They're more into the lawnmowers, guns, farming equipment, and stuff like that.
You'd be surprised. Sometimes they'll have one laying around.
Mm-hmm. But anything else about 4.5? The letter from the chairman, this year's playability, and things like that. I mean, Beth, you've been in for about 3 months now? Because you did get it originally, and then you changed it to, you know, how could you bought the game again?
Yeah, I got a Titan pledge originally. They didn't like it, deleted it, and then picked it up about 3 months ago again. It's not in a good place at the moment. I've uninstalled it again. I probably won't be on it for a few weeks. Wait for it to stabilize again, and then I'll probably re-download it.
Yeah, you were having issues. A lot of it because of the major problems that were going on with it.
Yeah, well, me and Paul, we had a session on it, and we were gonna get a hammerhead, so I went and bought a hammerhead. It then spawned us in a medium hangar in a hammerhead where the ship couldn't move, and then we got sent out to God knows where, and I just thought, nah, not happening. So I deleted it.
Well, it is what it is, and I mean, it'll get better as times move on, but right at this point in time, it is going to be rough. And then next year, when they start doing more core stuff, it is going to change again. So it's an ever evolving setup, and when it goes to 1.0, it is still going to evolve. So it all depends on what's going on. But that's all I got. Anybody else got anything before I close this episode out? No?
Everybody's quiet.
Okay. So, that is the conclusion of this episode of the Snowbirds Meeting Room. Thanks to Beth and Chiggy and Everett and Artek and Tone and Tex coming through. I hope you all enjoyed it. I will see you tomorrow and Tuesday, and then I will not be on Wednesday and Thursday, but I'll be back on Friday. So, everybody, have a wonderful Sunday. Take care, and see you in the next episode next week. Have a good one.
Shadow Spectre 11 hailing. Thank you for the likes and the views. Remember to tickle that notification bell so you won't miss our next videos. Thanks again. Shadow Spectre 11 signing off.